Hi, my new video is about the sinking of Indonesia's submarine KRI Nanggala in Bali Sea recently. Unfortunately, all the crew members lost their life. KRI Nanggala was a German-built diesel-electric submarine. It was more than 40 years old, but underwent a refit in 2012. It was inducted to Indonesian Navy in 1981. 21 April 2021, Indonesian Navy reported that its submarine Nanggala is missing off the coast of Bali with 53 people on board during a torpedo drill. A sonar scanner later detected the submarine in the seabed at 850 meters beyond the Nanggala's diving range. The Naval Chief of Staff, Yudo Margono, said, "The KRI Nanggala is divided into three parts: the hull of the ship, the stern of the ship, and the main parts are all separated, with the main part found cracked." Let us go to the Palu Bay in Indonesia. KRI Nanggala is sailing towards Bali Sea for a torpedo drill. Nanggala's displacement is 1,390 tons. There are 53 personnel on board, though the rated crew strength is 33. It has a speed of 11 knots on surface and 21 knots underwater. Nanggala starts the dive. It seems that after a few minutes, submarine had probably suffered a failure of an internal saltwater piping system joint. High pressure water spraying from the joint may have shorted out some of the electrical panels. All attempts to blow out the ballast tanks to surface fails due to electrical failure, and Nanggala loses control and goes down to dangerous depths. It seems that Nanggala implodes below 500 meters. The test depth of Nanggala is 500 meters. Nanggala's wreckage is lying in the seabed at 850 meters. The flooding of engine room also can lead to the electrical failure, and thus blowing of the ballast tanks to surface could not have been possible. Another possibility of the implosion, considering the age of the vessel, is the cracking of the hull or failing of its weld joint, as the hull could not withstand the enormous water pressure it was subjected to. Let us see the operation of a submarine. Here the submarine is on surface. The buoyancy is controlled on the submarine by the ballast tanks. Here the ballast tanks are full of air. That means it has positive buoyancy and it will float. Now the submarine is submerging. Negative buoyancy is generated by venting out the air from the ballast tanks and is replaced by the seawater. The seawater comes into the tank through the flood ports and forces the air out. Thus, the submarine starts to sink. The submarine is fully submerged. The depth of the submarine is controlled by controlling the ratio of water to air in the ballast tank. Now it is fully filled and the vessel is fully submerged. Now the submarine is resurfacing. High pressure air on board is pumped into the ballast tanks, which causes the water to exert through the vents, hence gaining the positive buoyancy. Now we will see the propulsion system of a submarine. 16-cylinder diesel engine runs the generator, which drives the electric motor, which in turn runs the propeller through the reduction gear on sea surface. Underwater, diesel engine will not work. Hence, battery power is used to operate the electric motor to run the propeller. On 10th April 1963, a similar submarine accident took place in United States. USS Thresher sank during a deep diving test about 350 kilometers east of Boston, killing all 129 crew and shipyard personnel on board. USS Thresher began her initial post-overhaul diving test accompanied by the ship USS Skylar, a submarine rescue ship. USS Thresher undergoing overhaul. USS Thresher starting its dive test under the supervision of USS Skylar. With the rescue ship USS Skylark in the surface, USS Thresher starts its descent with the target of reaching 300 meters. It levels off at 120 meters and checks for leaks. After 30 minutes, it reported reaching 300 meters without incident. After 45 minutes, a water pipe ruptures, flooding the engine room. Water likely causes electrical failure that shut down the nuclear reactor. Commander orders an emergency blow-off main ballast tank. It was heard by the USS Skylark, positioned above. USS Thresher, using the underwater phone, reports the following to USS Skylark. Experiencing minor difficulties. Have positive up angle. Attempting to blow. Will keep you informed. There were indications of two disturbances, one following the other, which could have been made by the blowing of the ballast tanks attempting to surface. The submarine grows heavier from the flooding in the engine room and sinks. Submarine likely imploded between 396 and 609 meters. USS Skylark detects the sound of implosion. Submarine's wreckage was found scattered at the seabed, 2,560 meters. All the 129 crew and the shipyard personnel on board perished. Submarine escape. During the press conference, the Indonesian Navy personnel is showing a torn escape suit found from the wreckage. Submarine Escape Immersion Equipment, SCIE. It allows the crew to escape from a sunken submarine. The suit allows survivors to escape a disabled submarine at depth down to 183 meters with an ascent speed of 2 to 3 meters per second at a rate of 8 or more sailors per hour. Unfortunately, the crew of Nanggala could not escape due to the limitations.
Meskipun mutasi aku untuk